Likutei Moharan, choisam b'toch choisam. We are at the end of the Torah. We're talking about Hashmotos Hashoichim L'Teirazos. These are bits and pieces that have to do with this particular Torah. So we said before in Os Aleph, the Machichei Ador, the admonishers of the generation, they give a Kodesh Baruch Hu advice. The Kodesh Baruch Hu reveals to them the Gzar Din that was Nigzar on the generation. And they go to admonish Am Yisrael. That's why they are called Raglim, the messengers. This particular fact is alluded to in the pasuk Vaya Ekev Tishma'un es Mishpatim Ha'ele. Since you will hear these judgments, these laws. Now, it seems like an archaic way of saying, as a result of you hearing these laws, Ekev is an ankle. Yeah. Ankle is the most backward part of your foot. So it basically means, wherever your foot goes, what follows it? The ankle. That's the one that follows right after it. So it is used, as to say following or as a result of A, B, C, this and this happens. It'll be on the heel of you hearing those laws. Good things are going to happen to you. So that's the thing that is going to follow right afterwards, like an ankle that follows the foot. Ekev Pchinas Raglim, the ankle, it's in the leg. V'Raglim Pchinas Amachichim, these are the admonishers. V'Lahem Megalim Adim, they are the ones who find out what the dinims are, what were the verdicts that were decided upon in the Shamayim. And they admonish the generation. In other words, from the Raglim, in other words, the Moichichim, the admonishers, you will hear these laws, these judgments, not only the dinim, because to them, it's being revealed. And with this, they admonish the generation. Now, it is also said in Os Dalet that all the voices, all the koilas, the kedusha, like shouting, sighing, wishing, when will I arrive at a particular love and avoidance Hashem, or it's a particular avodah that I want to get to and I'm not able to as of yet, and the sigh is the expression of the yearning and the maybe frustration and sorrow that I'm not there yet, that I wish I was there, and call shofar and singing the davening. These are all inyan of azos, right? So kol hakolos, all the voices, the kedusha, and pchinas azos. They represent the boldness, the fierceness, the kedusha. It says over there by Oshei that the voices, the kedusha, are the voices of the shofar. Now, kol hamachiach, the voice of the admonisher, upchinas kol shofar is the sound, the voice of the shofar. Kol shekosu, the Kodesh Baruch Hu tells Yeshayahu, the prophet Yeshayahu, Kashofer harem kolecha, like a shofar, raise your voice like a shofar to admonish Am Yisrael. But that's as the kedusha. V'chen kol negina, the same thing, the sound of music. Ze b'chinas as hativon again bisruah, play well, with a blast, with a blow. It says shekol hanigul b'chinas truah. The sound of music is an aspect of truah, b'chinas shofar. also true, bivchinas vatat tires ami. You will shepherd my people. These are the royim. Trua is mishon royim. The shepherds, the mechichi ador, kanal. So all these things, you see, all these psukim, they inside them there is secretly there's this pattern of this particular Torah. It's all in there. Let's allude to the 7 shepherds, because it's Kodesh the Kedusha. You get close to the 7 right. Now, we said in Ostes, in the 9th paragraph, that every person has a pin of Nasa. And that's the Darga that he was able to attain. And that's Torah. And every person has the aspect of Nishma, which is the Darga that is still hidden from him, still beyond him. And that's Tefillah. And you can see this is Bimei Rabban Gamliel, in the times of Rabban Gamliel, Hayador, that was the generation. The Sha'at Toyirosum, the Torah was such a high level, B'chinas Nishma, B'chinas Tefillah. The Torah was basically brought them to such dveikus in the Kodesh Baruch Hu. It was on a level of tefillah. That's what Chazal said in Seches Megillah. B'imei Rabban Gamliel, hayu loimdim Torah b'amidah. In the time of Rabban Gamliel, people used to learn Torah when they're standing. From his day, after he passed away, people started learning Torah sitting down. Amidah is tefillah. Ki amidah is a b'chinas tefillah. Standing is a euphemism for tefillah. As Chazal said, en amidah ela tefillah. Amidah is a representation of tefillah in brachas. Al ken mishemet Rabban Gamliel. Once Rabban Gamliel was mustalik, batal kvod HaTorah. The Torah was mevatal. Kmo shamru Chazal said, kevan sheifsiku, since they started learning Torah standing out, the Kovod the Torah was mevatel. It means that the Torah stopped being nishma. The Torah that we're learning was no longer nishma, tefillah. That's why the Kovod the Torah was lost. In Seif Yud, we learned that every single realm has Nasa and Nishma. And everything which is, Nishma to one world, to the world above it, it's Nasa. And the own Nasa of this lower world is a Nishma to the world underneath it. So the Bechol Olam Yesh B'chinas Nasa v'Nishma. The same thing exists in the Malachim by the angels. They also have this principle. The pasuk starts, Giburai Koyach, those of mighty strength, Oised Varai, that do Hashem's speech, Lishmoya B'kol Dvarai. So you have Oised Dvarai, Lishmoya B'kol Dvarai, Nasa and Nishma. So even the Malachim have these two lechinas. As Chazal said, when Am Yisrael said Nasa v'Nishma, Baskel came out and says, Mi Gila Razeh Levonai. Who revealed this secret to my children? Raz Shemaloche Hashoras Mishtamshim Boi. That's the secret that the ancients themselves use. Shenema, Giborei Koyach, that particular pasuk is the pasuk that says that. That Am Yisrael they behaved like the Malachim. That they are willing, ready, and able to do before they hear. Now, as before they comprehend and they decide, we like it, we don't like it, first of all, let us do. Then Let us see the reasons behind it. As it says, it's a oised dvoroi, and afterwards lishmoya kol dvoroi. Not in the way of ada avodim. First of all, to hear the thing, to find out, can I do it, can I not do it, whatever it is, to accept it, not to accept it. You know, but the malachim, there's no, so see, the malachim have an asaf and ishma. They have, first of all, do, and then we will hear. You know, there's no, I said, it is only possible to approach the kedusha. The only way you can do it is through boldness to kedusha. Be as bold as a leopard. The only reason the Torah was given to us is because they are fierce. So are fierce. What's alluded to in this, that it is through the fierceness, it is the fierceness that enables Am Yisrael to be Mekayim the Torah. That's what they said in the Torah. It says, if it wasn't for the Torah that seeps away the strength of Am Yisrael, and nobody can stand before them. And we said before, through the busha and the yira, you know, the shyness and the awe from the Yirah HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is the thing that bring to simcha, which consequently brings you to Azaz the Kedusha. He says like this, G'doy lo busha, shenichpala shnei pamim hapasuk, lo yavosha v'lo yikolmi ami l'olam. He says this is what he says in the busha was, it is such a great madrega, shyness and bashfulness is such a great madrega. In the pasuk, this is twice in the pasuk in Yoel Navi, lo yavoshu v'lo yikolmi lo yavoshu v'lo yavoshu ami l'olam. What does he say here about this? Rab Shimon Mechalafta left Rav, so he told to his son, go to Rav, so he give you a bracha. And he says, may there be a ratzain, you know, all of it, there should be a ratzain, the lotevayesh, that you will not be embarrassed, and you shall not embarrass. Both. Says, what did he tell you? He says, he told me, you know, Mina Da'almi, he told me things of this world, you know, just like Gashmis in Yonim. He says, so he says, he gave you the bracha that the Kodesh Baruch Hu blessed Am Yisrael. ואכלתם אכול בסבו וביללתם את השם אלוקיכם ולא יבושו עמי לעולם, and my nation will never be embarrassed. ודעת בקרב ישראלני, and he then say again, ולא יבושו עמי לעולם. Rashi says you should not embarrass and not be embarrassed. So it says, you think he gave you a bracha, you know, like you know, something which is a cool bracha for this world, you know, shouldn't get into an uncomfortable situation where you're embarrass somebody else. He gave it the bracha, the Kodesh Baruch Hu, gave Am Yisrael, he gave you a great bracha. This is a very big thing. And then Rabbeinu says like this, Gan Eden v'Gehenim v'Bezeh Olam Mamish. The Metzias of Gan Eden and Gehenim is in this world. Ach I efshar lo v'lo shamich ma'akir sh'tzaftzofon v'doron. He says it's not possible to get there. He says physically, in other words, there's like a portal, the physical reality of the portal. He says, but it's not possible to get there because of the coldness of the north and the south. And he says, V'tzar abusha, however, the suffering that is inflicted on the Neshama because of the busha, because of the embarrassment, is much greater than the Tzar Gehenim, as much than the suffering of hell and purgatory. All all the Yisurim of this world, there is in them Tzar HaBusha, the Tzar of the shame, of the Busha, of the that a person is embarrassed from his friends that he's suffering. There's a that's why in the future, Tzar HaBusha Gadol Moed, the anguish, the sorrow, the suffering, the result of the embarrassment, of the shame, is great. Va'afilu kol tzadik nichba. Every tzaddik is singed from the chuppah of Chaveira, from the canopy of his friend. Because every tzaddik, Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to make him a canopy according to his color. And the canopy of the smaller tzaddik is going to be singed from the canopy of the bigger tzaddik. And it says, Kol tzaddik nichva mechuppah shel Chaveiro. Chazal said, Oy lo osa busha, woe to that shame, Oy lo osa klima, woe to that embarrassment. Because each one will be embarrassed before his friend, because his friend is that much greater. As Chazal said, they said over there in that pasuk in Baba Metzia, in Baba Basra, they said, Pnei Moshe Pnei Cham, the face of Moshe is like the face of the sun. Pnei Yoshua Pnei Levona, it's a very nice Madrega, Pnei Levona, compared to the sun, it is nothing. Oy lo osa busha, oy lo osa klima, woe to that shame, woe to that embarrassment. In other words, in such a short time, the kavod in this world has diminished so much. Yeshua was a Navi, he was a Melech, he was like Moshe, but he couldn't get to the kavod of Moshe. Moshe was a Melech and a Navi, Yeshua was a Melech and a Navi, but compared to Moshe Rabbeinu, it was a Mikol Sheken Echid Baishu Achoitim. How much more so that the sinners will be embarrassed? That's the biggest punishment of them all. Achmul Etzlan. Ve'yu madrega she'en tzarich b'it mishum hado. Let's say that somebody is already in such a madrega, he doesn't have to be embarrassed from any person. You're so clean, you're so straight to Gan Eden, no problem. There's still to be embarrassed, to be bashful before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekayim kol HaTorah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu keeps all the Torah. As Chazal said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu kover mesim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu buries the dead, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mevaker cholim, he visits the sick. And all the mitzvahs of the Torah that Chazal said, Chabad mentioned, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mekayim them as well. HaKadosh Baruch Hu davens, Chazal said, how do we know HaKadosh Baruch Hu davens? And he says, and then he says, and why is he what is he davening? He says, maybe there will be before me that I'm that my mercy will overcome my anger, and my compassion will overcome my rules, and I will behave with my children, midas rachamim, and I will be, give him shlifnim mishur sadin, give him cut him some slack, beyond the call of duty, kind of like, Vada Kodesh Baruch Hu Mekayim Mitzvos Tefillah. Sorry. When the Kodesh Baruch Hu keeps mitzvahs and the Torah of Tefillah, the way it befits HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how far is the level of the Kiyum Torah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to that of a person, and his tefillah to the Torah, how far the Torah tefillah of a person is from the Torah tefillah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Each one says HaKadosh Baruch Hu according to his madrego, according to the Nasa v'Nishma that belongs to you, the Torah tefillah belongs to him. As we said, everybody has his own turban, and all the way it goes up to Torah tefillah, Torah tefillah, Torah tefillah. You're making for the tefillah Torah from the Nishmi and Masa, and you get the high madrega, until you get to the point of Ein Sof, right? That your tefillah is tefillah Hashem mamash kaviyachol, your Torah is Hashem mamash kaviyachol, and it says until it's above the bria. So since the sorrow, the anguish of busha is so immense. A person has to be extremely embarrassed for HaKadosh Baruch Hu not to do anything against the Ratzon Hashem. Obviously, not to do something which is mamash a sin. Because if a person does not draw upon himself the midas of busha in this world, he'll have it in the next world. It's not that he says, if you refuse to be embarrassed here, you'll remember being embarrassed there. Is this, I don't know, called to Maslachah. He'll be embarrassed above, which is harder than all the punishments. It's even worse than Gehenna. When a person is zeicha to busha the kedusha, to bashfulness, the kedusha, this is zeicha to simcha. This leads him to simcha, and the simcha gets him to azus the kedusha, and then he can get closer to tzadikei emes, and to get from them the emunah b'tachas hashleimus. Emunosan adds to it. When Rabbeinu started saying this Torah, he started from that particular issue here, this topic. Gan Eden, Gehenna, Busha, the heaven and hell and the suffering of the bashfulness, until he got into the third Tefillah of Kodesh Baruch Hu himself. A second, and then he went from one matter to the next until he finished the entire Torah. But when I wrote it before him, he turned around a little bit and ordered me to start from the Torah. Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what the Rebbe's Kavanos is. And Kavanos here brings the wait. Let's just finish that. He brings here to end the Ma'amorim of Safra Tzniusa. We had 5 of them, so he goes to the end, and now we're going to get into new Ma'amorim, of Sabbath Be'atuna, the story of Sabbath Be'atuna. He says, Meroimam hu Elohim be'katmaisa v'traisa, Kodesh Baruch Hu is exalted in the beginning to the end. Titzvah v'Yisrael u'masan v'raiso, that coveted us and wanted us and gave us the Torah, is Zachenu l'sayim ha'safra tzniusa, that we were fortunate, we merited to finish Safra, these Ma'amorim that finishes the Safra tzniusa. Ka'en, no, Yedono, now we will lift our hands, Kadam Elakano, let's lift our hands before our God. The Amod Lanu L'Yamino, let us stand to our right. Latchil V'Ligma, to beginning and to finish. Razin Iloin, these exalted secrets. Agnuzim B'Savad Atuno, that are hidden in the Ma'amar Gemara of B'Savad Atuno, that includes all the questions of the sages of Athens and the answers of Yeshua ben Hanania and about them, that will be included in Torah Chaf Gimel to Lamed Aleph. Ad kan Torah Chaf Beis, Beis Hashem is well,